Tricky mate. Hello? What the heck is that? Oh my god. Someone just made it. Oh my goodness. This is really unbelievable.
Good evening, everyone, and Merry Christmas, upcoming Happy New Year. And to all the players playing in the World Rapid Championships, good luck. I watched those games today. And let's play a little bit of our blitz games ourselves. Take it to the Max Show with your host, Max Dlugy, Grandmaster Max Dlugy. I'm going to be playing in the 5-minute pool, as I do every week, and hoping to find some good players to play. Of course, a lot of them are busy now at the World Rapid Championships and probably just taking a little rest. We saw Magnus Carlsen start a little slow with half out of 2, but now coming back to 3.5 out of 5, winning the last 3 games and doing quite well at this point. And of course, we have Anton Korobov, former European Blitz champion, in clear first place with 5 out of 5, playing Levon Aranyan tomorrow in the round 6, who was only dropped half a point. So we'll see how that game goes and how that tournament goes. I started last year with 3.5 out of 5 in that tournament, but then dwindled down to a really bad score in Berlin when my strength has ended. I figured out that I needed to do a lot of physical exercises to actually keep going against these tough guys, and I wasn't ready for day 2 and 3. So let's see how Korobov handles it in the later stages of the tournament. So far, he's been very successful. He beat Grishuk with black, and then delivered a nice blow against Chinese youngster in round 5. So we have Hikaru Nakamura also not doing a great job yet. Okay, and we have our first player, Vale Paz, WIM. Good luck. Let's see how this happens. So far I'm playing a Scandinavian defense. The choice of the opening, by the way, is completely random. I choose between a few of the things that I know, and then I go with that. So, by the way, here bishop e6 is also playable. No, I'm going to put my bishop on f5 now and play e6. Okay, now, good question. Probably should continue to develop. Maybe knight b6 to see where that bishop is going to b3. Then I can poke it with a5, or d3 where I can trade it off. Okay, I'm going to first play bishop e7 before doing any poking. Okay, now g4 is coming, right? So if I play say I play, what should I play in fact? Say I play h6 and bishop h7 and a5 now. Aha, okay, that's one weakness I like to see. Let's bring our knights into focus here. Okay, and another knight I think can go here. Now I'm prepared to play b5 at some point and start attacking white's king. In anticipation of that, white is trying to defend to start an attack of his own. Good point, of her own rather. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna just try to attack immediately. Probably pawn sack or something like that. But I want to open up some lines against the king here as quickly as possible. Okay, now I think pawn takes is good. C takes d5. A3 and A2 is my idea. Looks quite dangerous. Let's see how white decides to react to that idea. Actually meeting it head on. Okay. Is it time to castle? I think it's time to castle and really try to attack white. Okay, rook c8. Starting to get very aggressive very quickly. Now I want to play a takes b. A3 now. A2, I mean. And queen b4, threatening queen c3 mate. I think rook d3 is already forced. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take this rook, obviously, and try to double on the c file. Actually, that's not a good idea. Maybe just play h5. Well, that's not a good move, because I do get bishop c3 mated at the end of the sol. Okay, cool game. Start another one. Let's look at what white should have done, maybe. And I think the position is very complicated. So when I went for this idea of b5, let's see, I thought white should just not react to that, and yeah, maybe go with his own g5, with her own g5 idea. G5, for example, let's say bishop f5, takes, and maybe just continue the attack. Something like that. That's what I thought white should do, and that I think gave white some edge. Instead, white took. Now I started attacking, and after this, I think I'm already in good shape here with my a pawn and my very strong bishop. Okay, well, Mikhail Gurevich, a very strong player. We've played this a number of times. Let's see how he handles it this time as black. I may actually play something. He's played something new. Okay, I'm just going to play queen c1 here. And c4. Knight c3. Interesting decision. And now black wants to play knight d5, but I don't really see a big deal in that. Just finish development, I think. Okay, now should be better for white if I just pin regularly here. But how should I really? Should I play rook e1 to play e4? Maybe h3 first. Okay. Knight g2 then. Knight f6. How to get an edge here? All right, let's remove the bishop from c4 to go bishop c2, maybe. Interesting decision. Okay. Let's get central. Okay, now let's bring the bishop back. Okay, now I thought knight e5 would be cool. Takes. But f4. Isn't this dangerous to block? Play f5 next. I'm threatening f5, which I think could be something. Queen d2 I don't want to play because of bishop c5, which would be nice way for black to defend, but in some positions it may be good. Okay, I'm playing f5. And I think bishop b3 is next. This does not look very good for black. On bishop h7 I can take and play bishop b3. And how is black defending against bishop takes e6? I don't see it. There it is. What's the defense? Ah, okay. Did not see that. Now, okay, that's a good defense. I did not see it. Okay, now I could play. Maybe I had something better than. All right, time to do something else. Bishop f5 and e6 then. Now bishop f4. No, knight d5, nice. Knight d5 is nice now. Yeah, let's do it. That bishop's important. And e7. That will attack a couple of thingies, including the rook on c8, which is nice. Knight e6, amazingly enough. Black is still holding by his teeth. What to do on knight e6? And he found it. What to do, huh? Black wants to take on f5. Then If I take with the rook, queen e5. So I can take with the pawn. Alright, no time. Amazing enough, I have no time to figure it out. Why did I not take the rook? I'm sorry. Maybe now. Take the rook. Threaten checkmate. That's winning. Yeah, that just wins. Okay, resigns. Wow, that was close. And we're on to the next game. Knight f3, knight f6. I'm just a waiting guy. Okay, let's wait for this. Let's wait for that. Let's wait for this. And okay, good point. Go c6. a5. I like to meet that b3 structure with this a4, a5 idea. Okay, let's bring the knight out. Oh, maybe bring the bishop out first. Rook e8 to play e5 at some point. Maybe. Like on knight d2. Okay, now I want to play an e5 for real. Did I want to play e5? See, okay, I'm going to play e5. Oh, really? Okay, let's take the space advantage for now. See what that gives us. Yes, no. Just, I think queen e7 is okay, right? Because if b4, I can actually take on a1 and then take on b4, and my queen can escape. Okay, this is a move I love. I love that move. I love that square from my knight. Let's grab that baby and bring in more goodies to g4. And more goodies to g4 is right there. Okay, now white wants to play knight g5 at some point, so I'm going to stop that. Okay. And I'm starting to attack the queen side because white has definitely abandoned it. Okay, now the question is a4 or b4? Probably b4 to win that pawn on c5, right? Bishop f8 and queen takes c5. Would be a distinct possibility in that case. Well, let's do it this way. Take this guy. Switch. Switch. Wow. What a decision. Okay. I'm with mine, which is to attack the b pawn until it dies. There it is. The last throws of the b pawn is what we're witnessing right now. Hopefully. On f4, I'll take on f4 first, I have to say. h5 doesn't help, but gives me another pawn to think about. Actually, why? She can just take on b3, I think. But I don't know. If I take on h5, he plays f4. I take on f4. No point to it. There's no point. It's winning anyway. Should be winning anyway. Yes, just take back. if I take twice on b1 and play queen g4, there's going to be some defending. So I'm going to play a4 for now. So I can switch my rook to f8 if needed. Okay, white's actually helping me in that. So I'm going to switch my rooks to the third rank, I think. Rook d3 is nice. Rook d3 is nice to really unite my pieces under one roof. Rook b3 is next. Okay, rook b3 is next. I'm threatening an awful lot of stuff. And game over. Well, logical. Okay. Karamazov is, you may see it as Kapamazov, but I see it as Karamazov, you see, because it's, my opponent has made a distinct attempt to write in Russian Cyrillic alphabet, and this is from the brothers Karamazov, of Dostoevsky's fame. So we'll see how this goes. So far, so good. Got my opponent thinking. That's a good thing. Okay, I'll also play a nondescript move. Okay. Okay. Point. E4, B4. I've actually analyzed this. Knight A4. Knight pawn takes pawn. It's interesting. Okay. All right, let's say A3. Let's imagine that B5 is just a weakening move. That's a possibility, right? That B5 is simply a weakening move that weakens some dark squares around the queen side, and we're just enjoying that. And so we're stopping the B4 idea and just enjoying that weakening, okay? Let's imagine we do that, and we then now play in the center with E4. Okay. Now the weakening could be, okay, knight c4 I'm not that afraid of. I don't really know what I'm afraid of. Maybe I should just develop. Then I can meet the bishop on g7 with bishop h6. Or maybe I can play knight e5, a little bit of my own niceness. Yes. Well, that's a bit of a contortionist here. Okay, knight b5, then there's... If I play d5, that should hit a number of sore spots in black's position. Plus, maybe I'll get to castle queenside. Yay! Of course, if I take on c6 with the knight, that will be beauty. Beauty. A magnificent beauty. I think black has been dealt a pretty bad hand here. Somehow. Knight h5 is possible, but it doesn't actually deal with my main threat, which is knight takes c6. Okay. Now probably I will keep that bishop. Probably bishop e5 and bishop d4. To create some wrinkles on black's king side. This is pretty despicable, I think. And yet we have to be aware that there's always a chance in this kind of position. Okay, knight a4 seems to be winning material because there shouldn't be defense to knight b6. So I'm actually going for that, for better or worse. I'm not really finishing my development, just going for that special trick and winning in exchange with my two knights being parked so close to black's queen side here. Otherwise, black could go bishop d7 at some point, and that's a bit ugly because my bit knight would have to react to that, and I wouldn't want to have that happen. So here on queen b7, I can still play knight b6, and then black has to decide how to surrender the exchange. There it is. There's my knight b6. And here's black surrendering his exchange. Of course, I could be kind and take the c-pawn instead. Okay, I'm not going to be kind. And I'm going to take the rook. Okay, next step is he wants to take on c6. And I can play knight a5 to not let that happen. So I think I'm going to do that to win the c-pawn. Well, let me do that. That's nice. Because now knight b6 is next. And of course, I want to exchange pieces. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to play knight b6 and take the guy on d7 as well. And that was enough for my opponent, which I can well understand. Okay, who is next? And what happened here? Well, let's see. So when my opponent played this waiting move c6, I played f3, trying to take the center. Oh boy. Sorry. God. I have a spasm of some sort. God. Whew. Sorry, I couldn't speak for a while. Had to catch my breath. Stretch some muscle or something. Anyway, here I played a3 to stop black from going b4. Logical idea. Black played knight d7. I just took the control of the center. Takes, that surrenders the center. Now, usually black takes to play move like e5 here, but he didn't. Now, probably should have still done that and something like knight h5 to try to wrest control for that square. I mean, I could play bishop g5, bishop e7, maybe takes, knight f3, knight e5, but at least this is a position. I mean, I still prefer white a little bit, but, you know, it's a position. Anyway, Dynamo 63. A grandmaster, but the rating's not that high, so I don't know. What should I play? Should I play it safe or should I play it? I'll play it risky. King's Indian. Because I don't know. I don't know what's happening with those ratings. Okay. And here. Okay. Okay, now let's attack this guy and let's get in. Okay, black certainly knows what he's doing. It seems so anyway. What should I be doing? Let's connect my rooks. It may come in handy later when white plays e5. If white plays e5. For example, f4, knight g4, captures on g4 and e5. I want my rooks connected. Okay, now that's nice. Queen f6 would force f6. Okay, f4 man. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm ready for f4, and I'm threatening f4 myself. So cool position, complicated and cool, like we like. Oh, surprise, surprise. Okay, definitely with the pawn to take out the e4 square. Still threatening f4. Nice idea. All right, let's go knight g6. Now I can play b5, I think. So I'm opening up the route to b2. Takes. Yes. Okay, takes. And I thought rook b8. But now I see knight c3 is possible not. So maybe rook a2. Still knight c3, huh? Kind of tricked me a bit. Alright, let's play rook b8. Now where do I want my knights? Definitely the knight on g6 isn't doing too much. So let's bring it here. Let's go knight g5. Okay, let's protect the h-pawn. Nice. Okay, you have to protect e6 now. And now attack f4. Okay, should I attack f4 again? I guess so. H3 for sure to keep that king. In a bit of a not time to move my knight out to c4, maybe if it can get there. Knight e5 is in the air, perhaps. And not anymore. Oh boy. Bishop, queen h5 he wants to play. Queen h5. Yeah, let's defend ahead of time. Parting with my beauty bishop. Okay, now I'm going for knight c4 while stopping rook a8. Tough game. White is playing very, very well, of course. But here I am. Anyway. Threatening knight b2 finally. I can see the game ending knight d1, knight b6, knight c3, knight c4. Because I'm threatening rook e4 and knight d5 now. And that would probably be the logical way to actually end this one. Yeah. Unless I don't see it. I don't see anything else I can do. This is a very well played game by white. And I will take the draw. That was well deserved by, I don't know, everybody around here. Tough game. Really well played by, I don't know. I think I played it well too, I have to say. This, of course, is a very interesting line. Okay, a6, a4, knight h7, queen d2, h4, knight h1. Okay, maybe h3. Maybe I should play the h3 here, but it doesn't change much, really. Maybe h3 is a little bit better, but okay, here the position is very, very complicated. Okay, I chose queen f6, perhaps knight f6, so queen e7, maybe, because I was actually worried about f4, knight g4, knight takes, and e5. I thought that was the best way for white to play, a knight e4, and I thought I'd move some queen, move queen f5 or queen d8, but who knows? This looks dangerous, actually. White knight takes b7, for example. So I think queen f6 is already a mistake. But okay, well, but I managed to keep myself sanity there and survived all these innuendos from my opponent to get a kind of a positional draw. Time to save the bishop from a knight h5. All right. Here we go. Always have to worry if e5 wins a piece. E4 is possible here. Let's do e4. Otherwise, bishop h2, of course, would be the logical continuation. Okay, let's try to get this going. Oh my god, that's not a good move. That's not a very good move, in my opinion. Okay, well, I'm happy to see that. Of course, let's just put the rook on c1. Okay, now the rook is left, so I can attack this one. Okay, good point. Now what? Let's move our queen away from there. See what other threats we can create later. It was too fast to play queen a4. Queen e2 may have been a better move. Can't play naturally here to threaten. Okay, I'm going to play rook c3. Let him take on c3 and take with the b pawn. Because I'm not liking what's happening in the c file here. Yeah. Fortified my center a bit. Now I can use the a pawn to weaken blacks. Okay, now if I play e5, there's knight e4, right? still, space advantage is space advantage. Okay, well, should I just play rook e1? Maybe I can move my knight away. Or maybe I can just do what I want to do, which is a4 to stop b5. Because that's important. That is definitely important. Now rook c1. And now maybe knight b1. Let that knight hopefully suffer on e4. I don't know if he's going to suffer for real, but hopefully he will. If I threaten f3 at some point, but if I threaten f3, he has knight g5, bishop g5, so I'm not sure how it's all going to go. Hiding. Okay, let's play h4. Kind of trying to attack, right? That's what we're kind of hinting. But actually, I'm stopping the knight g5 back door. What is that? A real move? Take that pawn just in case. Just in case it's not a real move. I don't think it was a real move, actually. All right, well. What does black want to do? Why is he doing all that? Okay, I'm not in a rush at all. Okay, I'm back to e3. Okay, finally black said what he wants. What is that? What's going on? I think my opponent's playing on some laptop where he can't actually make moves. I think h5, h6 was meant to be h5, and this last one was meant to be something else. Unfortunately, I cannot read into my opponent's minds. And so here we are. I don't know why I'm playing knight c6, but why not? On the other hand, let's get this bishop attacked. Okay, bishop g4. Interesting. Two can play this game. I also played bishop g4 and then bishop f5, like white. Bishop g5 and bishop f4, right? Okay. Maybe I should have played g5 first, but okay. Let's take with the c pawn to solidify my center. Okay, should be equal enough. Okay, white wants to play knight h4 probably at some point, right? So let me put a rook on the c file just in case. Okay, and castle. Okay, let's attack on the rim. See if I can connect my ideas here. Well, all right, let's play this funny move that white obviously didn't expect. And I understand this is not a very clear position. On the other hand, I'm getting a lot of pawns. Wow, took this way. I'll grab that one too. All right, time to solidify. Where does my queen belong? Probably a4. Although f4 is not bad either, right? Let's play f4 first. 3 serious central pawns for my little exchange. Should not be too bad. Okay, this one probably should put up some more of a wall here with g6. I think it's going to work out for me. See, moves like queen b6 and blitz, they make wonderful allies, because you never know when your opponent misses a little trick like that, and even what the tricks are going to be. Sometimes you don't see until they actually happen. Like, I didn't really see exactly what's going to happen until it happened, and now I like it. And now let me just move my king so I can actually threaten e4. It's actually going to be difficult to defend against that threat, I have to say, because the knight is hanging on d2 as well. Yeah, e4 it is, right? Knight d4, no, it doesn't help. Yes, wins material. Okay, now I'm up, what, a lot, right? Rook h4, not too scary. But just in case, I'm going to bring my queen back. No, that was not a good move. Well, it wasn't a bad move, actually. Because on knight d4, I can play knight c6 and queen f7. Pinning white up. Yep, let's do it. I like what I see. Threatening rook takes rook. And now, if I go knight takes, I will be threatening d5. On knight d7, I can go into a king and pawn ending, which is winning. On queen b3, I will play d5, and that also wins. Those lines look nice. Except I missed queen b4. Okay, this one I saw. Goodbye, my friend. Goodbye. Seriously, goodbye. He doesn't want to say goodbye. Okay. That's no problem. And here I am. Nope, not a good enough blockade. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry, but it's not. No, I don't care about that. Of course, I do care about that. I will, in fact, take it, and check you. And goodbye. H4, H5. Goodbye. I know it's a shame, but it's not going to happen for white. King and pawn endings, so pawn down are usually lost, and there usually is a good way of winning them. And yeah, I missed this one idea when I played for that. I just want to show you guys. So there's queen b3. Wait, one more move less. This queen b3, which I thought I'm going to play d5, but I missed queen b4, and I wonder if this is just winning, but it's not. a5, queen c5, b6, queen c8. But I do have king g7, which is actually quite, or king g8. Actually, king g8 is probably more logical, and the knight is trapped. b3, knight b6 doesn't help anybody. So yeah, this was a nice combo that threatened rook takes rook, and therefore, and yeah, I mean, I could have gone into the descending, of course, but, and you know, like king g7, and I'm up a lot. Plus, actually, now that I think about it, the knight's actually trapped on d7. So that was also quite simple. But I went for a more fancy king and pawn instead. Early in the game, I'm not sure what was going on. I thought it was a little worse, especially if white had played, well, something else. Anyway, Mr. Fantozzi, let's see. I'll play c4. Knight f3, g3. Catalan. I play mini openings. You think I only play with the London? No, that's not true. Let's see what happens. All right, queen c2, let's see. Rook d1. Just I remember having a tough London against Fantozzi, where he pretty much equalized. I don't want to repeat that, so I'm going to go for a little bit more complicated line now. I think that's correct on a4, but I'm not sure if... Okay, and a5. Bishop on a6. Okay, now, what to do now? Knight e5 is a possibility. And black just takes. So, takes. Okay, tough to say. This is the point. I forget all these lines. It looks like this is okay, but I'm not so sure. Let's figure it out. I can't. This is a blitz game. I can't be thinking like an elephant. I guess I don't know who thinks for a long time. To figure it out. Black takes twice on c4. I was thinking knight e5, attacking the rook, but who knows how that tactic works out. Now I'm kind of putting pressure on d5. Okay, so maybe knight e5 now. This is another idea. No, I'm going to take him. Original idea here. Bishop c4, knight e5. He takes this. This looks okay to me. And now this. Okay. But this looks nice for white, somehow. Okay, first one's got to be this, and then a6. This has to be right. And now with that pawn on a6, should have an advantage. Okay. Okay. My knight gets to c7, I will win some material for sure. So I don't mind black taking on c4. Meanwhile, I want my knight to get to c6. That will be also devastating. Danger, danger. Yes, but now knight c7, knight d4, rook d4, rook b8. Looks good, but I don't see the crush yet. Queen a4, queen c6. Let's try it, I guess. Don't like it. Bishop c5 here. Okay, let's bring this one back first. Maybe bishop d6 is the way to play this. Let's trade this bishop. This looks, I don't know, maybe black is holding somehow. This is okay, maybe should trade queens. Or rook d1. And trade queens later. What is that? Let's trade queens now. All right, take. I don't know if I'm winning this. I don't think so. I have a, it should be better than still. Rook d8 and take with a rook on a7 somehow. Rook d8. Takes, rook a8. And take on a7. Maybe the pawn is going to be good enough. Maybe I can take the f pawn somewhere in there. Okay, anyway, this has got to be done. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. Here I am. Knight a7, of course, it doesn't work because of rook a4. So got to do it this way. Take, of course. Knight c8, obviously. Oh no. I think he just equalized with knight c7. Ay, 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 ay. No, he missed it. Okay. He missed it. Knight c7 equalized, I think. Oh well. This is no longer equal. This is no longer equality. b5, b4, rook b5, b8, b7. e4 is coming. My knight's gonna regroup. Bad case black here. And resigned, in fact. Yeah, just one move ago. Knight c7. And if rook a7, knight takes a6. And it's a draw because if this, then this. And unfortunately, I don't have a continuation. Knight a4, knight here check, and like some move with the knight, maybe knight. I don't know. King g8, even perhaps. Yeah. So somehow I missed my advantage. Let's see where I missed it. Actually, I think this will be the last game because I'm really interested in what's going on here. Am I much better or not? So I played bishop d6, which is the best looking move. Rook takes, but maybe with the knight. Queen takes in e3. I mean, I can always come back to b5. Why am I so worried about not, first improve your position, your other pieces, and then come back. I think that was the way to do it. Now, let's see if I had something more earlier, because this looks so good. Yet I couldn't find it. Maybe not. Bishop f4, knight c7 I played. Maybe bishop d6, but it's much of the same. I go a little earlier than that. Not really, right? Yeah. Tough game, tough position. I mean, here maybe instead of a5, I could regroup my bishop. This looks like a nice idea. Bishop c1 and bishop a3, just to regroup my pieces. My knight could go to d2 then. But of course, black also has good chances. I mean, these positions are well known. I mean, this is not something that anyone is making up. This has been played hundreds of times. Black has shown that the position can be held with good play by black. So, but a very important theoretical position in general. This, yeah, rook d1, b6, b3, bishop a6. Yeah, a4, a5 is one of the ideas. The other idea is just simply bishop c3, because if pawn takes pawn, then knight e5 is quite good. I think I played like that against John Fedoris many years ago. For example, takes, the bishop hits, and if it goes back, I can win back this pawn. And actually, I mean, I'm doing pretty well here with my two bishops here in this position. Rook is attacking the a pawn, so white doesn't have time to black doesn't have time to actually win this bishop by going knight d5. So that should be nice. That's probably the way to play this. Just bishop c3 instead of a4. And then if black plays knight e4, bishop b2, f5, we have a very standard position where, like a Dutch defense, Stonewall Dutch, which I think should be slightly better for white. A lot of people don't like playing this as black. So let's see. What have we done today? Okay, we scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5 half. Is that right? That's crazy. 7.5 half. Pretty good result. Okay, what can you say? I'm turning 51 next month. So, and Happy New Year to you all. I will see you next week. I hope you enjoyed my show. All the best, everyone. And this was Grandmaster Max Dlugy. Take care and take a look at the World Blitz and Rapid tournaments going on right now. Take care.